Today here in studio, we have a man with us who's certainly no stranger to the chamber, of course, but he's absolutely no stranger to the wellness community, specifically here in Arlington, Texas. He's with Active Family Wellness Center. He is Dr. Kenyon Godwin. Doc, can I call you Doc? I've been calling you Doc forever.
Absolutely.
Great to see you today. We appreciate it. And I'm so grateful that you're here in studio with us today because you've got such a great story. And you're one of those chamber members who truly has a product, good, or service, in this case, a service that everybody needs. Some people don't want to admit it, but everybody needs us. Talk to us. Active Wellness Center, what are you into?
Well, so first of all, I am very appreciative to be here, to be in Sargent Studios, and being a chamber member is an amazing thing. It has been for the last 11 years. Chiropractic care is what I do. I'm a chiropractor. And you're right, it is something that every single person needs. However, the awareness of the need for chiropractic care is still very, very low, embarrassingly low. So a big part of my job is education. As a matter of fact, you'll hear me say often that the word doctor means teacher. If you look it up, it's a Latin root word for teacher. And so for me, I believe that if more doctors are teaching, we have a healthier community. Mm-hmm. But as a chiropractor, we have to do a lot of extra teaching. We have to give homework, or what we call pre-work. We have to give you work before you come to us so that you understand why it's essential to get chiropractic care.
Is there any particular mission statement's a little stronger word, but I'm going to say mission statement for your business, that here's the thing we try to live our life by every day as we're going to the office?
Absolutely. So it is a mission statement, but we also call it a purpose statement. In our office, it's on a nice poster. And that purpose statement is simple, and it says, we empower people to fulfill their purpose through spinal and lifestyle adjustments. And so when you break that down, the key verb there is empower. And that goes back to what I said, doctor means teacher. So we want to make sure that we're not just doing things to people. They understand what we're doing and they know how to be in control of their health. But at the end of the day, I believe we're all here to fulfill a purpose, but it is hard to fulfill a purpose when you're in pain, when you're having headaches, when you're not at your best. And so we try to do our part because we want to be a part of a thriving community. So therefore we help the population thrive and have a good quality of life. And we all benefit from that.
You mentioned earlier you've been a member of the chamber now for a little over 11 years. How long have you been Dr. Godwin?
I've been Dr. Godwin officially at this point. It's been 14 years and April, May, June, July, 14 years and 7 months.
Okay.
So almost 15 years of being Dr. Godwin. And yeah, sometimes I still get used to hearing that.
I never not get used to saying it. I've respected you from day one. Ever since I've known you, you've been Dr. Godwin.
So there's people in my family that I'm still just Kenyon to them.
Well, you'll always be doctor to me.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this now for 14, 15 years. You've been a chamber member for 11 years. But yours certainly is one of the professions that's always changing. What type of changes we have going on now with your center?
So one of the biggest changes that we have within our space is we have launched a robust corporate wellness program. And really, when you think about, everyone is in the people business, whether it's a product or service. Mm-hmm. And for us, we realize that there's two sets of people that you really need. The people that buy your products and services, but most importantly, the people that help run the business. And so with our corporate wellness program, it's very unique. We're able to help reduce absenteeism and burnout, which is a real thing, even for the executives and business owners themselves, while improving productivity and morale. If you have people that are healthier and engaged in the workplace, then, it's common sense, but it makes a big difference on that bottom line.
Absolutely.
And so our goal is to combine the information and knowledge we have for health and wellness, but also with leadership. So we do a corporate culture assessment, and it's anonymous because it has to be for it to be pure and right. So there's no email or no name, but we do a corporate culture assessment so we can help identify stress points within the organization and then where to align the people and keep them engaged. And then we also do health assessments, and then we can do customized workshops, retreats, even virtual workshops to ensure that we're bringing together a healthier, engaged employee and team, and therefore the company will thrive. And it'd just be a great place. Who wouldn't want to work somewhere that someone's investing in you as a person?
Absolutely.
And helping reduce your burnout so that when you go home, you're not just tired for the day, but you can still have something left to give to your family or give to your community.
Sure. We all wear different hats throughout the day, and if you have an opportunity to work at a place that's going to take care of you, not just at work but life in general, that's the place I want to work. Good. So
Well, we may have an opener for you.
that's a good way to. We'll talk later off camera. Trust me. All right. Let me ask you this. You mentioned earlier the root word teacher, and one of the things you're having to do a lot of times is teach people about what the heck does a chiropractor do, because frankly, there's some misconceptions out there with the community as to what you do. So could you address maybe the common misconceptions and why they're totally wrong?
Absolutely. We have 3 hours, right? So with chiropractic, the most common misconception is that chiropractic care is only for neck pain, back pain, or auto injuries. And where it is true that we help provide relief for those things, that is not at all what chiropractic care is truly about. That's literally scratching the surface. That's the top of the iceberg. Now here's what's on the bottom of the iceberg. I'm only going to give 3, so
Okay.
for time's sake. Number 1, chiropractic at its core has always been about nervous system optimization. Right? That's a lot of words. So ideally, your spine protects your nervous system, and your nervous system controls almost everything in your body, every aspect. So therefore, if there's stress, if there's misalignments to your spine, that creates interference within your nervous system, and now things aren't going to work their best. How does that show up? It shows up as digestive issues. It may show up as low energy or immune system problems. Right? Problem sleeping. So those are things that can happen when the body is not optimized. So in our office, we say optimized health equals optimized life. Another thing that we help with is improving posture and mobility. So you look at today's workforce, whether you're in the office or at home, we're not getting into that debate, but people are on computers, people are using multiple screens, people are on devices all day or in their car and on the phone. And so it's creating these abnormal patterns of posture and movement. Well, we want to help with aligning the spine to reduce stress on the muscles and the joints. And then lastly, stress itself. So stress is mental, stress is physical, right? There's lots of different stress. There's chemical stress. In our office, matter of fact, we believe that health is mind, body, and spirit. So by reducing the stress on someone's spine, that can reduce headaches they're having. They can reduce them being able to not sleep properly because they're in pain at night now that they've slowed down. So we just want to help people deal with life better and adapt. I can't make stress go away. Sorry, I can't make that guarantee. Stress is going to always be here. However, we can help your body adapt better so that you can be a better version of yourself.
Does this work is it just adults or children too? Can you work
good
with
question.
children?
I can and I do.
Okay.
So I've been blessed that in our office, we see pregnant women, and we have a really, really good success rate with that. I mean, we've had 35 women come in that had breech babies, breech presentations, and 33 out of those 35, their babies got back in the right position.
Wow.
And so then a lot of them, when their babies are born, bring their babies to us. So I adjust newborns regularly, and it's a really light pressure. I'm going to touch you, Bryan. Okay. It's like that much pressure. And so many times people think that, oh man, you're going to crack or pop the baby back, and that's not what we do. We don't crack or pop anybody, first of all. But we're just babies all the way up to my oldest practice member, 95 years old. So wherever you fall on the spectrum, who doesn't want their body to work at its best?
You know, it would be. I've got to ask the overall purpose, for lack of a better word, for active family wellness. What would that be? I mean, it's in the name itself, I guess.
It is in the name itself, and I can put that into one word, and that would be thriving. So we look at ourselves as a community within a community, and it's really simple. But if I ask you the question, and you're married, what is your mood like if you're not feeling good?
I wouldn't want to be around me if I'm not feeling good. Yeah.
So when we're not at our best, we're not at our best. So I look at my opportunity with Active Family Wellness Center is if I can help each person we come in contact with be a better version of themselves, then it trickles down into everything from traffic, right, to at home, to at work, to volunteering, to just being a present spouse and parent. And then their kids, their spouses, everyone has a better experience. And we all are a little happier and can do a little better in the world.
At business and at home, in life
Absolutely.
in general,
Absolutely.
whatever you're up to. Okay, I'm going to ask this one. I know you well enough to know that you're going to answer this one properly. And the question is this. You're not the only wellness center in town.
Absolutely.
There's others. And I got to ask you, just as a businessman, because on top of everything, this is a business, what in your mind differentiates you from the others? If I'm looking to have someone that offers what you do, why should I venture your direction versus maybe somewhere else?
That's a good question. And I appreciate everyone who's in the industry I'm in because we are still few when it comes to the larger scope of real healthcare. However, within our office at Active Family Wellness Center, what sets us apart the most, I would say, is our culture. You can tell, you can feel it over the phone. From the time you make a phone call to the time you first walk in the office and your name is on the board, and it's a very welcoming environment. It's conducive to healing and community. And then the approach we take. So Bryan, with me, I don't just try to hurry up and do a quick fix. No karate chops, none of the crazy videos you see online. I really try to understand why you're here, if I can help, because if I can help, and I may not be able to help with what you're looking for, why it's going, what's causing this, and then put together a personalized plan for you that helps you not just feel better and have relief, but also get back to what we just spoke about earlier, thriving in life, being a better version of yourself. All right, so when you feel better, now everything else that you're going to do is connected to you is going to have a better outcome. And so that's what sets us apart is we're not just here for the back pain or for the neck pain or for whatever you think you're in our office for. We're here to give you a chance to be a better version of yourself with love, with care, and with personalization.
I appreciate that, because I have not set foot in your office yet as a patient, but I know plenty of people who have, and they speak very highly of not just you, but your whole staff. Yeah, get some props to the staff real quick, because it's not just you.
I'll say that when I talk about the environment that we have, that environment is carried out by my team. And we don't, in my office, I don't use the word staff or employees ever, right? And that is fine. That's the common terms, but we're always a team.
A team.
And I tell them all the time, their jobs are so important because if they don't do their jobs well, I never get a chance to see someone or speak to them. And so they carry out the vision, the mission, the culture. They make it happen. They're the ones putting the name of the person's name on the board. They're the ones getting you water or coffee or whatever it is that you need and ensuring you feel welcome. They're the ones that when you walk in and you say, oh, hey, they go like, Bryan, what's going on? You're not yourself today, and they'll stop and they'll make sure that they address you and see if there's anything that we can do or pray for you for or whatever is needed. So I can't do what I do without my team.
Good for you. Okay. All right, I've got to ask you this as we're wrapping up today, and it's almost comical. I'm going to ask you, of all people, this question. But as we sit here at the chamber in our beautiful Sargent Studios, first question is this. You've been a member of the chamber now for a little over 11 years. Why? What has the chamber done for you, personally and professionally?
I can honestly say the chamber has probably done more for me personally as it has professionally, and it's helped me tremendously in both aspects. Professionally, joining this organization, this is prior to Michael coming, it didn't look anything like what it looks like today, but I saw the potential and I connected with some good, genuine people. And then from there, obviously getting referrals and getting business, but it was the opportunity for me more so to serve and to add value. I became an ambassador like yourself. That's where we met and really became friends. And being able to be a part of a group of people that go around and celebrate other people's businesses was just contagious, and it was awesome. And as a byproduct of that, people do business with you. People refer to you. People ask you to do things and join the board and lead in areas that, sometimes most of those things weren't things that were on my mind that I thought about, but I really enjoyed being able to contribute. But the most important aspect is I can name so many chamber members and leaders of organizations here that most people wouldn't be able to just pick up a phone and call them, and I can. And the wisdom, the advice, the doing life with really good people is a intangible thing that you can't put a price on. It's very invaluable. And so I have benefited from, professionally, as far as helping grow my business in some amazing ways, but I've also benefited from having some really, really good personal relationships as well.
Well, you've grown in so many ways with the chamber, but frankly, the chamber's grown a lot of ways from you. You're too modest to say it, but I'll remind everybody, you're a past chairman of the board here at the chamber, so thank you for that. That was a great experience for all of us. The next question, real quick, along the same lines, but a little bit different. If someone's watching us today and watching this interview, and I hope they are, I know they will be, but they're not chamber members, and they're on the fence and they're thinking, well, maybe I should join, maybe I shouldn't. What's the number one reason you think they should?
Because again, every business is a people business. And the chamber, the greater chamber, Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce is a special chamber because this is the business community coming together to help serve together as well as help serve each other. And so being disconnected, it's like, as a doctor, it's like you're being a hand by yourself and you're just a hand walking around like Thing, you know, on the Addams Family. But when you come to the chamber, you get a chance to be a part of a larger group, a body, a business body that is interested in building and growing successful businesses, building and growing relationships, but also serving our community. So the place that we live, the place that we practice our faith and fellowship, and the place where our kids go to school is a better place. And so get plugged in to the body so you can stop being a hand walking around by yourself.
Believe me when I say I couldn't have said it better myself. Dr. Godwin as always puts things into words that many of us wish that we could. So thank you for that. Thank you for your longtime membership. Thank you for your leadership, but mostly thank you for your business, Active Family Wellness Center, taking care of people in ways that they didn't even know they could get taken care of because you and your whole team are there to teach them about that. And as always, we'd like to say this: together we succeed. Believe me when I say no one knows it better than this man here. Together we succeed here at the Chamber. We're so grateful you're here today. We're so grateful you're here with us as well. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.